Manchester United fans, brace yourselves. Police car light Pogba's return? Varane's praise? Another huge transfer twist. Face screaming in fear, let's dive into all the latest drama at Old Trafford. Man United given 5 reasons to complete transfer to re-sign Paul Pogba. Manchester United have been told former star Paul Pogba could aid Ruben Amorim's bid to salvage the Red Devils season. Former United forward Louis Saha has revealed he would take Pogba back at Old Trafford in a heartbeat, as the Frenchman prepares to make his return to football. The 31-year-old was allowed to begin training in January following his doping ban, and can return to playing in March. Pogba received an 18-month ban after testing positive for non-endogenous testosterone in September 2023, and in November 2024 the midfielder parted ways with Juventus via mutual consent. That, according to Saha, leaves United with an opportunity they can take advantage of as they deal with a number of injuries. The former Fulham, Everton and Newcastle striker reckons a move could be mutually beneficial and that Pogba, in search of rejuvenating his career, could offer quality, confidence, leadership and a guarantee for United head coach Amorim as his side languishes in the Premier League. Yes, I would take Paul Pogba back at Manchester United in a heartbeat, Pogba told best betting sites. It's not only because of the squad that we have now with injuries and all that, but for all the elements that he brings as a player. We need guarantees, we need quality, we need confidence, we need leadership, and this guy now has an opportunity to show how much he wants it. Pogba can show he has the ability to be one of the best in the league in this position, especially with the motivation and the focus that he has to understand where he can improve and what parts of his game he needs to adapt. Pogba has to focus on himself and think, all those things that I've done in the past, I should not do anymore. It's an opportunity to sign someone who is highly motivated. He's going to obviously still have huge confidence about his ability. I'm sure that when he looks at this midfield at United, he has a different type of vibe in his game. So definitely it's an easy fit. I think that he will communicate with the manager. He would be humble after the situation. He's been injured, he's been banned. I'm sure Pogba wants the visibility. He wants to go back to a French team as soon as possible, so he just needs to pick the right project. For him to get back into the national team, he needs to show that he can still do it at the top level. United would be signing a player that is completely dedicated and focused on achieving his goals, because he's been out of the game for so long. I'm sure that the most important thing for Pogba would be to show Amorim and the Manchester United fans that he is still one of the best players in the world. He will want to show people how good he was and how good it can still be. I love Man United, but what has happened there is too difficult to talk about. Former Manchester United defender Phil Jones has insisted that the decline of the Reds has been hard for him to discuss. Jones signed from Blackburn Rovers in July 2011 and would go on to make 229 appearances before leaving in 2023 and officially retiring from football a year later. While his final years at Old Trafford were hampered by injury, the centre-back remained a constant figure around Carrington and even helped coach the academy players. Unsurprisingly, the form of United at present hits close to home for the ex-defender. On Sunday, United dropped to 15th following a 1-0 loss at Tottenham Hotspur. The Reds sit just 12 points above the relegation zone with 13 matches remaining. Their current points tally would only keep them in the division in 2 of the last 10 Premier League seasons, with as many as 38 points needed in that time to guarantee survival. Speaking exclusively on the Footy Accumulator's No Tippy Tappy Football podcast, Jones admitted that it was only ever going to get worse before it got better under Ruben Amorim. Clearly, the standard at Manchester United has dropped off, he explained. Man United is in a really difficult moment, and I think it's been a progression over the last 4 or 5 years, which is why we are where we are. I think it was always going to get worse before it gets better. We had another difficult result again the other day at Tottenham. We maybe could have nicked a draw. It's difficult to see where we can improve. It's really difficult to talk about. I'm so fond of the club. I love it. I love the people there, the players, and it's really sad to see at the minute. Raphael Varane showers praise on former Manchester United teammates Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Former Manchester United defender Raphael Varane has revealed that Bruno Fernandes, David De Gea and Marcus Rashford were the players at the club who impressed him the most during their time together. The Frenchman spent 3 seasons with the Red Devils before leaving as a free agent at the end of the 2023-24 campaign, winning the FA Cup at the end of that season, having lifted the Carabao Cup in 2022-23. Varane joined Man United from Real Madrid after a decade with the Spanish club, and while many wondered why he opted to move to the Old Trafford club after a trophy-laden career in La Liga, the defender has admitted he joined them for a new challenge. Having played with some of the best players in the world at Madrid, the former France international knows a thing or two about quality stars, and he has singled out the aforementioned trio for praise after their time together at Man United. Even in difficult moments, they are capable of doing extraordinary things, Varane told The Athletic. It's difficult to perform well individually when the team is struggling. You have to be very, very strong. De Gea left Man United in 2023 as a free agent, but both Fernandes and Rashford remain on their books, with the England international joining Aston Villa on loan last month. The Red Devils Academy graduate struggled last term before falling out of favor under head coach Ruben Amorim last December, but he is starting to prove himself at the Midlands club and is eyeing a move to one of the bigwigs in the summer. While Rashford struggled for consistency prior to his departure, Fernandes was one of the regular best performers at the club and has remained so afterwards. The Man United captain has 88 goals and 78 assists in 270 games for the Red Devils and could do with like-minded teammates around him. The Old Trafford club are currently struggling this term, with many fans already fearing a prospective relegation battle following just 3 victories in their last 12 Premier League games. Amorim is looking forward to the summer transfer window so as to bolster his squad with players capable of delivering the goods, and he needs to recruit those with a similar quality, drive and zeal to Fernandes. Man United dealt another huge blow after scandalous transfer twist. Man United have been dealt a huge blow after Casemiro made his intentions to stay at the club clear, according to their former chief scout, Mick Brown, who spent over a decade at Old Trafford during the club's most successful period and remains very well connected there, exclusively told Football Insider that the 32-year-old had been earmarked as a potential summer sale. The decision to bring a then 30-year-old to Man United on a 5-year contract has been labeled scandalous, and the finances involved are now a major concern. Casemiro earns £350,000 per week at United, and the club had been keen to move him on in an attempt to free up space in their budget. As things stand, his contract is set to run until June 2026, and he has no interest in an early exit. Recent budget cuts by Ineos have seen the club part ways with over 250 staff members, with an additional 200 expected in the coming weeks. On top of that, ticket price hikes have caused major division within the fan base, while the likes of Casemiro continue to soak up a significant wage. However, he is now expected to reject any advances in favor of staying in England. Brown, who has a wealth of experience in top-level player recruitment and also worked for the likes of Blackburn, Sunderland, and Tottenham, has insisted there has been clear mismanagement at the very top of Man United. It's scandalous that people rubber-stamped his arrival in the first place, he told Football Insider. Not just him, but deals for the likes of Antony as well, where they club have spent ridiculous money on players who have failed to make a difference. It's going to be a huge blow to them financially when you look at the money he's being paid. I'm astounded that the owners can get away with what they've done. Those people who have lost their jobs, they're good people, but they've been let go as a result of clear mismanagement at the very top. They make all these cuts and budget changes and price rises, but it's a drop in the ocean compared to the money they're spending on players and wages. So when you see a decision like this, Casemiro wanting to stay and see out his contract, it's madness. You can't blame the player either, because of course he's going to want to get paid silly money when his role in the team is dwindling. The problems are all on the owners and the situation they've put themselves in. Man United top brass make Kobbie Mainoo transfer decision. Man United sent a letter to fan groups recently, explaining that they are at risk of breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Despite extensive off-field cost-cutting plans, the owners have currently failed to keep the club within the limits, largely due to contracts and wages spent on the likes of Casemiro. Now, Brown has told Football Insider on February 11th that Man United are planning to sell Kobbie Mainoo in a last ditch.